Hi everyone, this is Gladys Strickland, GladysStrickland.com, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk a little bit about my fiction, which I write under the pen name GB Strickland. It's adventure thrillers, and I'm currently working on the first one, titled The Stonemason Secret. And one question I get a lot is, where do I get my ideas from? So the idea for my first book actually came from my master's degree thesis. In 1988-1989, yes, that long ago, I lived in East Yorkshire in England. And we were in a village of Hutton Cranswick, and 10 miles to the south was the town of Beverley. And Beverley has this amazing minster. It is a cathedral-sized church, but it's not a cathedral, it's a minster. There is a difference. Anyway, I knew I was going to pick something close by that I could research to make it easy to access. So when I got there, I went to the minster, I looked around. Most of the stained glass, it's wonderful, but it's not medieval. All of the medieval stained glass in Beverley is in the great east window, which is hard to access from the ground. Then I got to looking at the carvings, and along the north aisle, just above my eyesight, were these figures of medieval minstrels playing instruments. They are these fun, fascinating figures. I'm not sure how well that's going to show up. It's just a couple of them. But what was most important to me was they really weren't real well researched. So I thought this is going to be a great topic to try to dig in and figure out why they are here. So I got my thesis written. Didn't come to any great conclusions, but really didn't need to for that particular paper. And then I got it printed, I graduated, put the book on my shelf, and that was it. And then in February of 2018, I am walking on the beach and just thinking about things, and suddenly went, what if? What if I wrote the story and told how those carvings came to be? And so I mulled that idea over and kind of plotted out while I continued my walk. But as I was finishing and leaving the beach, I suddenly went, I don't really read a lot of historical fiction. I don't think I want to write historical fiction. I like to read adventure thrillers. So why don't I kind of twist the story? And so that's where I got the idea that an art historian is at Beverley Minster just researching the carvings for her dissertation research, and she discovers clues on the back of some of the figures. What do the clues mean? What do they lead to? And who are these men that keep chasing her as she's trying to find the answers to her questions? So that's kind of where the idea for the Stonemason Secret came from. I've even got the ideas for 2 or 3 more books after this one, and all of those ideas have come from, one, art and history that I have known and studied, and 2, places I've lived that I want other people to know about. So the first book is going to be set in East Yorkshire, which isn't as familiar to a lot of people as many other parts of England. I want you to learn not just about Beverley and how wonderful it is, but some of the other villages and the churches that are there. Then the second book I'm planning to set in and around Daytona Beach, where I'm living now. And we'll be taking in not just Daytona Beach, but St. Augustine, the areas in between, and looking into something to do with Ponce de Leon and his discovery of the area. And then for the third book, I'm going to go to where I lived before I moved to Florida, Memphis, Tennessee. But this is going to have to do with something you may not know about Memphis. It's that the University of Memphis has an Egyptian museum and a great Egyptology program. So I'm going to take that and also set it in Egypt and connect the 2 places somehow with a mystery I haven't quite worked out yet. And I've also got a notebook where every time I read an article about an interesting place or historical event or something that I go, that might make a really good story, I put it in there. And then when it's time to start planning a book and plotting it out, I open it up and just see what's there, what's available. So that's where I get some of my ideas. Every writer is going to have a slightly different answer for you, and that's what I think is most fascinating about how we come up with ideas, because they're everywhere. There's so many things we could write about. There's not enough hours in the days, but I'm doing the best I can to get my stories told. Anyway, if you'd like to learn a little bit more about the Stonemason secret and some of the art and history behind it, please go to my website, GladysStrickland.com, and look at the blog, because I've got articles up about the carvings and what's historically accurate and what isn't, and also some of the villages where the different scenes will take place. And you can always join my email list when you get there and get updates as I post new blog posts with more information. And when you sign up, you'll actually get a bonus where you can learn a little bit more about my main character in the series, Sarah Walker. So thank you. Be sure and hit the subscribe button down below and join my YouTube channel, and I will see you around.